Bernie and Sid in the morning is over. We're wrapping it up.
Wrap it up!
Wrap it up!
Wrap it up! I don't like when people talk about me.
It's the Wrap It Up Podcast.
Hello, welcome to our show.
That's great.
Hello. Oh, welcome to our
I
show.
thought that sounds like Elmer Fudd. That's
It
hilarious.
does sound like Elmer Fudd.
That's great.
Very funny. All right, so
Another Monday.
Monday.
So excited. I love Mondays. TGIM. I'm so happy to be back.
That's right. So happy to be back. We had off Friday.
I
so
hate
as you
having
can,
off.
Yeah, get the hell out of here. You can hear there's a little pep in our step. We had Friday off, a 3-day weekend, both of us. And, we found out on Monday that the boys did survive.
The boys survived.
Without us.
The show always goes on.
It does.
Doesn't matter who the producers or the hosts are.
Got to go on. If we're on the air, someone's got to go.
Exactly.
So you spent Thursday night. Let's recap. Yeah,
I was at the Billy Joel concert, and I had the best time, and it was such a great show. Totally disagree with Sid that his shows are for old people, because standing next to us were this 25-year-old couple, and they were dancing in her belly shirt the whole time, vaping, and it was fun. And I didn't sit down once, and Billy was great. He did seem a little winded at some point. He doesn't really get up much. He stays mostly at the piano.
70 years old.
Yeah, he's 70. But I mean, he's not in the shape of Mick Jagger. So he's not a Mick Jagger 70. You know, he's very heavy now, Billy.
Yeah, he's been sitting down playing the piano most of his life. Yeah,
he's
drinking,
so-
eating,
he's
in an Italian restaurant.
I know, he's so talented.
What I did there?
I know,
Yeah.
he's very good, Mark. But you're very, very good. And he was just so talented. And Peter Frampton came out, and that was amazing. He was so good. And then they had all these people do like FaceTime videos. Pink, Paul McCartney, the lead singer of AC/DC, and there was someone else. And then his daughters, both, one of them's 33, one of them's 3. And they both came out and sang to him. That was really adorable.
Yeah, because it was his birthday.
It was his 70th birthday party.
It was and his daughter came out.
Yeah.
I
She's a
believe
great singer,
She
Alexa
is a great
Ray.
singer. We've had her on Joan Hamburg's show before.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Was she up here?
No,
Oh,
she didn't come. Believe me, if she came up here,
Yeah,
I would have told you
she's
about
quite
it.
attractive.
She is. She got a nose job, which
Well, she looks-
definitely
she
needed.
looks great.
But she is beautiful. Yes. I mean, when you got half of
amazing.
Christy Brinkley in you, you're
My
probably going to
God.
be good looking.
Well,
So,
half of Billy Joel was in Christy Brinkley. And
They-
that's what made Alexa Ray Joel.
there you go. That's that. So,
that.
all right, let's get to Monday before we get off the rail. Well, we're going to get off the rails anyway.
Already
It
off
was
the
Sunday, Mother's Day. We talked about Mother's Day and what we did on Mother's Day. I went up to my parents' house and hung out with my mom for the day.
Yes, in measles capital.
In the measles capital
Of the country?
New Square,
yes.
and also the poorest city in the state.
Yeah.
New Square
Sorry
over
about
next
that.
to New City. It's a very small community.
You survived,
but
though.
I did survive. My friend had the flu a week earlier, and prior to going to the doctor, his wife was telling him, well, honey, you may have the flu. I mean, you may have the flu
measles?
or may have
Oh,
measles.
God.
So luckily that was dodged.
Get your kids vaccinated.
Yeah, seriously. No, there's. I think in Washington now it's illegal to. I don't know. I saw some headlines.
Yeah, and
Such
you
a
know what?
millennial.
Measles are everywhere. In Europe.
I saw that.
What the F?
100,000 people. They're going to start blaming us.
The measles vaccine does not give autism to your kids. They did a whole thing on it on CBS this morning. A whole thing where this woman actually, she was saying that she was afraid to get one of her kids vaccinated, and then he actually got autism, and she did not get him vaccinated. And now she just had a new baby, and she won't take her out of the house because she's worried about the measles, and she can't wait to get her vaccinated. So they actually did this study that autism starts actually in the baby around 3 months in the brain scans, and you don't get the measles, the MMR, until over a year old. So, just to get your damn kids vaccinated.
Just seriously, yes. They've been doing it for years now. Just,
Yes.
Get it together. Also, on Monday, we had a viral video on the weekend that Bernie actually informed me of. I had no idea. I had taken a picture a couple weeks ago of the subway car littered with garbage.
I thought that was from your picture.
No,
video.
it looked exactly like it. And it was a 2 train that this
It was
video
probably
was.
the same
I don't doubt it.
someone on the train that you were on.
Absolutely. It's
It's
disgusting.
disgusting what's going on with the subways.
Yes, and we both come in at the early hours, right?
God.
You have an issue with the
Oh
trains,
my
right? The
fucking
squeakiness.
God. Every morning the train squeaks to the point of insanity. And I started a vlog. It's called Long Island Railroad Squeaks, LIRR Squeaks. And I always tag the Long Island Railroad, and I always tag Cuomo. And I'm going to do it for a year and see if anything changes. And I started tagging the news organizations. And so far, no change. Every train, they just raised our rates. So now it went up an extra $30 or something a month. And we can't have any peace. Everybody on the train wants to kill someone because the squeaks. It's just horrible.
You know, I'm going to get you a can of WD-40.
I said to the conductor, I'm like, is there any way you guys can make the squeak stop? And he's like, I don't know how to do that. I'm like, you idiot.
Just punch the damn ticket. Give me your ticket.
Yes,
that's all I want.
It.
Yeah. So that was an issue on Monday over the weekend. Well, before we get back to what'd you do for Mother's Day?
Mother's Day, it was so nice.
The weather wasn't nice. But
the weather wasn't nice,
It was
but
nice?
you know what? Weather doesn't affect me. Like, I don't care. I went outside to the car and got wet. I don't care about the rain. I don't care about all that stuff. We went to a nice restaurant, and my mom was with us, and I had a few drinks. It was fun. We were very loud and laughing, and Vic actually cooked for me as well. He got me flowers. The kids gave me some nice stuff, especially Emma. She made her own little vase thing and picture frame, and she wrote something really sweet. And whenever my kids give me anything like that, I'm sure your mom did the same thing when you guys were little, but I always tear up reading it. And so my son has a sick sense of humor, so he gave me
I can't wait. Let me hear this.
What did he say? Dear Mom, I've raised you well. I taught you how to cook for me, and you make me really good sandwiches. You have to clean my room better, but something really like machismo.
This sounds like a Canadian writer.
Yeah, he's just like, and I'm like, Jack, writer. Really? And then he wrote me, he's like, free coupon for cleaning and like whatever you want. So that was cute.
They'll make photocopies of it.
And Olivia, she gave me a nice card, and she actually taped a tampon in the card, and she goes, "Here, this is for you."
Oh, wow!
I was laughing. That's our sick sense of humor.
Yes, that's funny.
I think it's very funny.
That's a little,
but she did write something very sweet, which is it's hard for Olivia because she's not very emotional and she's not very huggy. Where Emma's huggy and Jack's actually huggy. Olivia's very unemotional. She's very dramatic, but she doesn't really like. I'm always hugging her, and she has her hands down to her sides. So.
I know the type of personality I think she has.
She's just very like. I'm like, how was school? Fine.
Leave me alone now.
Leave me alone. Could I go upstairs now?
Yeah. Interesting.
So it was nice.
What was she like as a kid?
As a kid, she was very affectionate. She would run up to me, Mommy, and she would cry whenever I would leave. She was very attached.
Oh, maybe that's it.
And I don't know. She, as soon as she got her period, she just became like this cold fish. And she's more...
A cold fish?
She's closer with Vic. I don't know. She'll come back around. But
no doubt about it. She's going.
That's how mothers and daughters are,
I can imagine.
But my son, he's always been super affectionate. And he doesn't care who's around. He doesn't care which one of his friends at the school. If I drop him off late and bring him in to sign him in, he'll give me a hug and a kiss. He's not embarrassed. But Olivia's just like, please don't kiss me, Mom. Please, Mom, can you just drop me off here? You don't have to sign me in. I don't care if I get, Mom, don't talk to me.
Do you think she's more embarrassed by you doing that around girls or around guys?
Anyone. She just doesn't want me to talk to her. And if we go to the mall together, it's because I'll walk around dancing stuff and she knows all her friends have me on Snapchat, and they were like, Mom, so funny. And it kills her that they all love when I post those videos and stuff. So she's like, Mom, please just, don't come around, stop texting my friends and stuff. And they texted me.
That's so funny.
So it's just, I don't know, maybe she doesn't like that I'm friends with them.
Yeah, it's just, I just think it's a kid thing.
Yeah.
Also on Monday, we talked about, well, you loved this, was Howard Stern on CBS This Morning on Sunday,
Yes,
right?
I saw it. I was watching it live. I was tearing up. The way he talked about Robin Quivers was so sweet. And because the reporter, Tracy Smith, asked him, how did he feel about Robin's cancer scare? And he welled up and he said, I cried like a baby, and I can't imagine ever being without Robin.
I mean, they've been doing it for, Bernie said at least
over 40 years.
Yeah, over 40 years now. I mean, having a sidekick like that.
Yeah, and
that's something special to find.
Oh, my God. I mean, do they have that anymore? Like, sidekicks that actually really like each other. I know Mike and the Mad Dog hated each other. They said.
Yeah. Well, that was
right?
Yeah. I think so I see what you're saying. Yes, Mike and the Mad Dog, but it was both. It's like Bernie and Sid. It's both their show, So it's a split position.
So it's just Howard's show, but yeah, her name's not in the title, but she's on just as much as him. When I listen every day on the way home, and she's on just as much as him. She has the open mic. She doesn't just do news, so she's part of the interviews, but it is his name, and she does get paid less than him, but I heard she makes like $10 million a year.
That ain't bad. And you're right, she does have it's kind of like an example is the Imus McCord, or even when I was around Imus and Connell McShane, where
but Imus
was a
and
news
McCord,
guy.
From what I understand, McCord, Imus didn't treat McCord.
Oh
very
no!
well.
Well, okay, I see. I mean, I'm talking about the actual product,
The on-air product?
on-air stuff. They would
Yeah.
go back. It was Imus in the morning, but McCord
So he had the open mic?
was the
Okay.
news guy, and there's tons and tons of clips of McCord opining and
Okay.
yelling at Imus back and forth. It's just
I guess
kind
it's
of
good radio.
little banter,
But
yeah.
I don't think they actually. I don't know how Imus felt, but from what I've heard from people that we know, that McCord didn't like Imus. I guess Imus didn't treat him well. Shocker.
Yeah,
That seems to be the
well,
case
he
with a
left,
lot of people.
he left, and nobody's heard from McCord. I understand.
Yeah,
so.
he was like, bye-bye.
Yeah, see, I don't want any more of this. Which
So,
I mean, I can
yeah.
understand. It's kind of, I can imagine.
Well,
That works-
if you get that much abuse, you don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah, I luckily hopped on when he was on remote over at Fox Business and then at the ranch.
Yeah,
and then,
he made a lot of people cry. I can't imagine staying. I mean, I know Bernie got paid well, which is why he stayed. But I cannot imagine working with somebody that treats you so badly. I just wouldn't. It's not worth it. The money. I would have to be poor and work somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, you bring that up, and we did talk about it on the show on Monday too. As I'm looking here, he may have made a lot of people cry, Imus.
Yeah.
But Howard apparently made some people die.
Oh my God.
Potentially. No,
Yeah,
we're
apparently-
kidding. I kid. I joke. It's in jest.
The
but it did
Dana
come up,
Plato
yeah.
from
Yeah.
Different Strokes, that she was on the day that she killed herself. Apparently, we heard Howard was not too nice to her that day. And also on CBS this morning, Howard regrets the way he treated Robin Williams. And he wanted to apologize to him, but it was too late. Sometimes you just can't. You shouldn't wait, folks. If you have someone to apologize to, or if you have someone to say I love you to, do it today, because
Don't wait.
it's going to be.
Don't take
It might
for
be too
granted
late. And
tomorrow, yeah.
regrets, they never go away.
Tomorrow
Yeah.
is not guaranteed.
Nope, it's not. So it was just, Howard was great, and I just hope he comes on the show because he's just such a great interview.
Well, he knows
Oh
we're
my
here.
God!
He knows we're here.
Please, Howard, come on the goddamn show. He came up Sean Hannity's show in 2006 or 7, and he was here for 2 hours.
Wow.
He actually took over the interview, and he just started interviewing Sean, and that was like my most favorite day of radio because he's the king of all media, and he just his interviewing skills. He's just fucking amazing.
It's hard to get at. Yeah, he is amazing,
He's
but in the
amazing.
sense like he took over the. I mean,
like
I'm
Sean
sure-
tried to ask him questions, and he turned it right back around.
I know. See, that's the thing about live. I'm sure a lot of these people, broadcasters that go on book tours, have that problem. Like, okay, I have to be the interviewee, not the
Yeah.
interviewer.
Yeah.
You know, now, so I'm sure it's.
But I think if Howard came on with Bernie and Sid, he could get them to talk about Imus. Wouldn't he want that? That's the next best thing.
That would
He
get.
tried to get Imus on his show. That's
Yes,
the next closest thing.
So you're saying that Howard would get Bernie and Sid to talk about
Yes.
Imus? Yes.
So
that would be
that's why
interesting.
Howard should do it. And that's how I approached Art Buchwald, his agent. I said, Art, if he comes on, I'll get them to talk about Imus. So we'll
yeah.
see.
Ooh.
That would be great.
Hang tight, people.
Yeah, hang tight. And then there was See You Next Tuesday.
I'm not going to say it. I ain't going to say it.
You don't
Not
have
gonna-
to.
See you next Tuesday is right. Yeah, Tuesday was an interesting day because we were all awaiting the Knicks are going to be.
Well, you guys were. I don't give a crap about the Knicks or basketball.
So yeah, no, Tuesday.
That's what we started the show out with, the Knicks drama.
Yeah, interesting. You know, there was rabbis, priests, and everybody
That was
praying.
the funny part.
Yeah,
I guess New York fans have been without a winning team for years, so
the Garden. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the Rangers were in the Stanley Cup in 2014, whatever. But
Giants,
It-
Jets,
that's, I mean, the Giants have won.
Yankees,
But
Mets.
yeah, we're not considering the amount of teams we have
And how
it's
much
not
money
really-
we
Yeah,
put
and how
into
much
them?
money we have.
Right?
You would think we would.
No.
Yeah, win some more. Losers. That is.
But we did
Yes.
bring in Rabbi Joe Potasnik to bless the Knicks. I don't know if the boys knew that he's from Boston, so he
No, yeah, that's-
he blessed the Red Sox.
He blessed the Red Sox.
That was funny.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Also, Anthony Weiner got released from his halfway house.
Yes.
Now, did you ever have a chance to work with him here?
Yeah. Well, when he filled in when he was on our show.
Yes. Okay. So you did. Yeah.
and
We
then-
worked with him together.
Yeah, we worked with him together. Actually, he did a solo show. Bernie and Sid were both out, and you and I were, we were producing him, and he was on his phone a lot.
I will.
But I mean, whatever. My opinion is fine. I don't think he knew she was 15, the girl he was
Yeah.
sexting. He's not OJ. He didn't get away with murder. He served his time. Let's forgive him.
Mhm.
And he didn't have sex with the girl.
No, I mean it was. It's.
You
I
know?
mean it's. In today's day and age, I see how he was convicted and went away first,
Right.
whatever. But yeah, it's at least. I mean, if we're gonna
didn't kill anyone.
it didn't kill anybody. He didn't touch anyone
Right.
that we know of. So
He's not a pedophile.
no, so
We hope.
that's fine. He got out on Tuesday. We also carried over the Howard Stern conversation from
Howard.
Monday into because he was on with George Stephanopoulos on Good Morning America, and he
and
said a couple things.
He said basically that this is so funny. If Hillary decided to do his show, because that was his endeavor, he really tried to get her on the show, and he understands the reason why she didn't want to. She thought he was going to be all vulgar because that's what he's known for. And he even said she doesn't know that I'm in psychotherapy, that I try not to do that anymore. But he wanted to bring her on to help her. And he said if she would have come on, that who knows, maybe it would have helped her get elected.
He said that having Trump on, it gave everyone a chance to see. It humanized him, he said.
Yeah, because Trump is a great, and we know that, he's a great radio guest because he's just unfiltered, as we see as president on Twitter and everywhere else. And so people can relate to that. You know, people don't like liars and when people edit themselves all the time.
Yeah.
Be
Walking
the
around
average Joe.
eggshells. Yeah, don't bow down to anybody. Just be yourself, and there's nothing wrong with the way you are.
Don't edit yourself.
Nope. Stay the way you are. And also, as I was cutting that audio of Howard saying the whole Trump humanizing thing, I think Hillary didn't want to go on, not because of the vulgar stuff. I think she didn't want to go on because he would have humanized her, and everyone would have seen how terrible of a person she is.
That's a good way to look at it too,
Right?
because she is so edited. And like Howard said, he said she spent her whole life in public service, and he really wanted to ask her why. But because she spent her whole life as a politician, she's so used to lying. And Trump wasn't, because he's not a politician.
Yeah.
So she edits all the time. You know, even when she defended Bill, you know, it's the fake smile. She should have come out and be like, my husband's a fucking dog, you know, but I love him. I'm going to forgive him. But, you know, because people can relate to that.
Yeah, absolutely. But no,
But she did what she did.
she did what she did. Stern also said that he helped get Donald Trump elected. Well, that's why he said he had
he
Trump
helped.
elected.
Stephanopoulos was like, do you feel like you helped get Trump elected? And he's like, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
I love that about Howard. He's
No doubt.
And what else?
We had this guy on from Florida talking about death pools because Doris Day died, but that's interesting. I thought as he was doing the interview, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should start a death pool with some of my friends. Not my friends in the death pool, but
right. Well, you know, Howard did this on his show years ago. He started a death pool, and people guess who's going to die. And basically, you don't pick the really old ones because it's like over-under numbers. If you pick a really old one, everyone thinks they're going to die. You got to pick someone that nobody thinks, like, let's see, who's somebody
in like their 50s that was has a pretty clean record, no drugs or alcohol.
I'm sure people didn't think Robin Williams was going to die.
No, yes, exactly. Stuff
Someone
like that. Yeah.
The Linkin Park singer Chester.
Yes. Bedingfield. Yeah.
So if you, I guess that's what this guy did too, and he was on, and that was cute.
Yeah, and I guess we had him on because he started in 2007, and Doris Day was the last remaining one in the death
97.
pool. And
Betty White's 97.
Dude, Betty White.
Nobody better put Betty White in the death pool.
No.
Because
she's just going to prove you wrong.
You know, there's this guy, I forgot what countries he's from, but he just passed away, and he was 146 years old. 146? And people doubted him, but he provided documentation that showed he was born 146 years ago.
Was he Asian?
I don't know. They might have been an Indian area.
Okay, that area. Yeah, I mean, in Asia.
Yeah, that's Asian area.
That area, the Pacific Islands over there, people tend to live a little bit longer.
Vic was telling me about this, and I said, well, what's the secret? Did we find out what he did every day? And I have to look this up, but Vic said he was a smoker. I said, what? Then that's genetics or something. I don't know.
I don't know either. There was also that lady maybe it was last year, a couple months ago, that she's like, all I've been doing is eating bacon and smoking cigarettes. And
that has to be genetics. I don't know. I also heard that there's this new school of thought that if you fast, I saw this documentary on Netflix. If you fast 72 hours once a month, it gives your cells time to regenerate. So any cancer that's growing in your body, and look it up, it's called, I think, The Art of Fasting or something on Netflix about fasting, that it gives your cells time to regenerate and produce new cells. So any disease that's forming in your body dies off. And they're starting to see a link between cancer and fasting. And they actually did experiments on humans of people who would fast 5 days before starting chemotherapy as opposed to people who just continued to eat, and the results were staggering.
Wow.
It's really interesting.
That is interesting. And just to clarify, to make sure we're giving out the right advice, 72 hours, is it 72 hours straight?
Yes.
What?
3 days of fast. Oh, you don't need food to live. You need water to live. So it's just.
So you can drink water?
You can drink water, and you can drink some kind of tea, maybe organic. I don't know. It says it in the documentary.
Okay.
But basically just water for 3 days, once a month. Obviously, not only do people lose weight, but it wasn't about losing weight. It was about restarting your body and regenerating your cells to produce healthy cells. And the government, their point was that the government doesn't want people to know this because there's no money in fasting because everyone can do it themselves.
Yep.
So they just want to provide you with medication. It also got rid of rheumatoid arthritis, and there's actually centers around the world. And America doesn't do these studies. It was done in Germany and Russia. So yeah, I was really hooked on it. I'm like, wow.
I may fast.
Yeah.
Not for 72 hours, but I'll start out small.
I told Vic I want to try fat. I feel like I could never do it because you feel lightheaded, but these people are supervised by doctors. So
Okay. Well, I could watch you. You could watch me while I do it, in the morning and just check on me.
if we do it together,
okay.
we could be a support
That's
system.
what we'll do. We'll do this. We'll
we have to pick a day where we're going to fast.
We'll pick one day where we fast.
We could do it one day at a time, like 24 hours.
Yeah.
But they did say that in order for it to really be effective, a 48 to 72 hours is recommended.
Yeah, so
just water.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll start with 24 and see where we go from there.
Yeah.
Interesting note, too, we were talking about fasting. There's an NBA player that's playing right now for the Portland Trail Blazers. Enes Kanter, who was actually Nick earlier in the season, he's observing Ramadan, which requires you to fast
40 days, right?
Yeah, 40 days, and from sun up to sundown, you have to do it.
So just water.
No. Okay, so this is the thing.
Okay.
The Portland Trail Blazers over the weekend won and moved on to the Western Conference Finals. This guy, Enes Kanter, he plays a lot of minutes.
Enes?
Enes.
Okay.
He's Turkish.
Enes Kanter.
And during the broadcast, I knew he was fasting food-wise, but during the broadcast, they're like, this guy can't drink water during timeouts. This guy went a whole game with no food in him. Well, not no food. But he got up in the middle of the night and ate, I guess. But no food and no water. I can't imagine going,
Wait, so what kind of fast is he doing?
For Ramadan. He's observing Ramadan.
But if he's doing Ramadan fast, then he can't have any food.
From sun up to sundown.
So only certain times.
Yes,
that's what the Ramadan
sun
fasting
up to
is. I
sundown,
thought it was 40 days straight. I was like, they're going to die.
No.
Oh.
Sun up to sundown.
Well, what that really is intermittent fasting. That's becoming really popular. Vic introduced me. Well, I haven't done it, but he told me about it. And you can't eat for 16 hours, and you can only eat for 8 hours. And again, with the cells regenerating.
Yep.
And it's just interesting to learn about this stuff.
So that was that's interesting. You brought the fasting up. Also, another note on Enes Kanter for
Enes.
That you could tell your friends. That was just pretty interesting.
Talk
note
about
too.
Enes with your friends.
Talk about Enes with your friends. He also, if the Portland Trail Blazers end up in the NBA Finals and the Toronto Raptors end up in the NBA Finals, Enes Kanter will not be able to travel to Toronto, which is outside the United States, because he is wanted by the Turkish government.
Oh, right. I remember us talking about that.
Yes, his father is
I don't
a
blame
professor.
him. Be careful.
So,
All right, so Wednesday, big day for live guests on Wednesday.
Oh, my God.
There was
Who did we
tons
have?
of people.
We had, let's see, I can't remember.
Let's see. We had Joseph Aboud to start.
Okay, right.
8:25.
Oh, right.
Joseph Aboud came in, talked a little bit about the Boston sports scene.
Yes, he talked about that. And then we had David Cohn.
Yes.
Aboud stayed late to meet him.
Yes. Well, who was in between them, though? Oh, Shannon Bream. Shannon Bream.
Sweetheart.
Really, really unbelievable story. Well, not unbelievable,
God.
but pretty interesting story how she got into Fox News.
And she writes about how she had this vision problem. Her eyes were hurting, and her doctor kept blowing her off. For 2 years, her doctor made her think she was making it up. So I say for all you guys out there who are suffering with something that your doctor is not paying attention to, get another doctor, because that's what she did, and she actually has a congenital disorder. Not all doctors know about this stuff. It depends what med school they went to or if they're progressive, old school. Just get another doctor if you're not getting help. and she did.
Yeah, you don't need to stay with the same doctor.
No. Especially if you're suffering. She suffered for 2 years.
She said she couldn't sleep.
Yeah, reading that part of the book was amazing.
Yeah.
That's the only part I read, by the way. I didn't read the whole book. I never read books.
All right. And you mentioned David Cohn. So Breen was in between Cohn and Abood, and Abood stayed around to meet Cohn because Cohn,
because he's David Cohn.
He's throwing a perfect game. He was a cool interview too. Talked a lot about baseball and coming up in baseball.
Yeah, Vic and I used to watch. I was so into the Yankees before I had kids and had time to watch baseball, but when I told Vic that he was coming in, he's like, "That I'm jealous about." And he was a great guest, good guy.
Good guy, good on the air. He does a lot of broadcasting now.
Does he? Because I don't watch sports. So what does he do? Like SNY or like what channel is he on?
He's on Yes, and he does some play-by-play stuff sometimes. I mean, they have a rotating crew there with Michael Kay.
So all these people who play baseball and football, so they basically go on to be broadcasters.
Well, yes,
authors. So they have it set. Just because you end your career in sports, there's a career in journalism, and it's amazing.
It is, right? So on that note, when we were down at the Super Bowl, we had Eric Decker, the former Jet and Bronco. And
the good-looking guy.
Yes, extremely good-looking. Yeah. And his wife is the South... Oh, my God. Country singer.
Yeah.
Jessie James, that's her name. But we were down there, and
Jessie James. Isn't there a porn star?
Yes.
That's Jenna Jameson.
Jenna Jameson, but there is a Jessie James.
There is a Jessie James?
You know
that sounds like a porn name, because you watch porn.
Well, no, that, and I also... I was at a strip club once, and she was there, and she motorboated me. I have never felt more leathery skin in my entire life. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
It was disgusting. But so Eric Decker was down there, and off the air we were talking to him about because he was down there because he's getting into broadcasting, and the NFL actually provides like is
that part of their
class?
Contract?
No.
Okay.
No, but he retired before the season, and then the NFL, I guess, approached him, or he approached the NFL, and they went to like a broadcasting camp. You know, they did like a 4-week thing.
They should
not an
give that
camp.
to some radio hosts or something like broadcasting or Radio 101.
Yeah. So they did that just to, acclimate them to the broadcasting scene, and, because coming from sports.
Cool. I mean, not
the media
every
isn't your enemy, but they criticize you a lot, so you try to stay away from that
not
stuff.
Not everyone who played sports is going to be a good broadcaster. I mean, just because he's David Cohn, I guess he's good because he's lasting, right?
Yeah, he's pretty good, and I mean, it's not easy.
Who's your favorite sportscaster that played?
Oh, that played?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I gotta think.
Baseball or football.
I mean, so there's like
or basketball.
Baseball, basketball. Oh, basketball.
Now, do basketball?
Walt Clyde Frazier, definitely.
Okay.
There you go. That's an easy one for me.
I was going to say, do basketball players go on to be broadcasters?
Absolutely.
For some reason,
yes.
I can't see.
Yeah, and Stephen Curry's father, Del Curry, is he's the analyst down for the Charlotte Hornets.
He's good?
Yeah, he's good. Keith Hernandez for the Mets and Ron Darling for the Mets. And then you have Chris Singleton for the Yankees. And Paul O'Neill does the broadcast.
I've seen Paul O'Neill with Kay.
Yep.
He's good. I like him. I've seen Keith. Keith is good. He's pretty good, I think.
I like him. He's funny. He's got that kind of like goofiness to him.
To me, that's what would make you successful.
Yeah,
if you could be related to, and if you have a sense of humor.
And also
if you know your shit. Right?
Yes, to have the credentials too.
Yeah.
I mean, he could be funny and still not really analyze baseball, but he has you trust him because was such a great baseball player.
Yeah.
So, but I can't really think outside of the New York area. I mean, my favorite broadcaster of all time is Mike Breen. He's honestly, and it's not just it's not just because of the relationship Bernie and Sid have with him. He calls a game.
Well, you watch basketball, so
you would know. Yeah, and he is. I mean, out of all the sports, I think he's the greatest. He paints a picture. He knows
the most knowledgeable. Wait, did he play?
No, he didn't play. So that's what I'm saying. He didn't play. He's not. He's knowledgeable in broadcasting. He knows how to set people up. When Bernie talks about how they're the best crew. Breen is because he knows how to play into Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson and what their strengths are.
Some people have it.
Yep, and he's got. I mean, that bang call is going to be one for the ages.
We play it all the time.
So, but
wow.
Broadcasting, athletes going into broadcasting, as we're talking about.
Yeah, that's cool.
And speaking about broadcasting, Sid was on Fox 5 on Tuesday morning. He was there early, got there, I don't know, what you say, 5 o'clock?
Got off the train, I guess, at 5:15. And Robert Moses, not related to the guy who owns all of the buildings and the beach. Robert Moses from Channel 5 interviewed him about the Knicks not getting first draft pick. What's the guy's name?
Zion Williamson.
Zion,
Yeah,
right.
they missed. They got the third pick.
So Sid was more than happy to hop on the mic for the TV, and he's knowledgeable with this stuff.
He is. Sid knows his sports.
Yeah, he
There's no
does.
doubt about that.
And he's
So-
always energetic. And even at 5:15 in the morning, it's like he just did a bunch of roids. It's amazing.
Yep, he is. Sid
Yeah, he's a
brings it every
He
single
does.
morning. We also had a pretty emotional call on Wednesday in the 6 a.m. hour from one of
Chris,
our
right?
callers.
Chris from New Jersey?
Yes, from New Jersey. His father passed away, and he was a big Bernie and Sid fan.
Huge Bernie and Sid fan, World War II veteran, and he was talking about his dad. He broke down, started crying. We were only about 5 minutes into the segment, and we had to go to break because Sid couldn't talk after that, and neither could Bernie. So
It's tough sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, we had that one caller, the alcoholic. Hopefully, he's doing all right.
a
So
lot of people like look to radio more than TV because TV comes across as more scripted, but radio, it's just Bernie and Sid talking,
Yep.
and it's very relatable. So
Yep.
they open up, they feel comfortable doing that, and they bring us into their lives. It's just amazing how they feel so comfortable being so emotional
and
with
opening
us.
up, yeah. Also, our friend Pete Morgan from Peerless Moilers was in
Yeah.
the studio all morning, brought us bagels. Thank you, Pete.
It was my first time trying a New Jersey bagel, and 2 thumbs up. I doubted New Jersey because
Well, yeah.
New Jersey and Long Islanders don't really like each other. New Jersey says Long Island's the worst drivers. We say vice versa, but the bagels are pretty damn good. So thank you, Pete.
Yeah, not bad bagels.
Yeah.
So, all right. Thursday was fun too. We had the PGA Championship open up, so we had a lot of Caddyshack themed stuff going on.
Yeah, Nassau County disaster, traffic wise.
Yeah, I have some friends going out there. I'm like, you guys, it's
Why?
gonna be mayhem.
They're gonna have to park in Farmingdale and take the shuttle bus. No, it's just gonna be
Sounds
bad.
like a nightmare. I've
Yeah.
been to golf tournaments before. They are fun.
You do, huh? You like them?
They're fun because listen, you could walk. It's like general, admission. You just walk around wherever you want. So there's no
But do they
real
have
seating.
like any booths you can go shopping?
Yeah. So because they start so early, they have Bloody Mary booths and mimosa booths.
I like
and
that.
breakfast stuff.
Oh, that okay. So it's not
concessions.
just watching them play golf. Can you buy T-shirts? Can you buy
absolutely.
all that stuff?
It's
That's
just like
smart.
going to a baseball game.
Okay. Oh, okay.
They have like simulators where you could go in and hit. There's like a
That's
screen.
cool. I would do that.
Yeah.
That's fun. I
And-
thought it was just because to me watching golf is so boring.
It can be.
But Tiger's there, so he just won. That would be exciting.
Yes, absolutely is
It's the
exciting.
only person I know that's playing.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah, it is kind of boring. I mean, like I said, it's
Very boring.
very boring. It's kind of free range when you go out there. You could walk, like I said, you could walk anywhere. If you get to a place and hold it, that's yours.
Okay, that's
so
cool.
it's fun.
Now, are there seats there? You have to stand up to watch.
Well, there's other, there's like suite areas
Oh, suites and
in
stuff.
around some of the greens and whatnot.
Okay.
So there is, it's not just like
Can you
wide open.
shout
in the
out
sense-
while they're hitting it in the hole?
You're right. I'm telling you, Jill,
Yeah.
from me to you right here, that's how close you could be to these people.
They let you that close? Isn't it a distraction though?
Sure.
Like if Tiger's going to swing and you're like bullshit,
Well,
and then he
that's-
messes up.
Yeah, well, that's the
kick you
thing.
out then,
Well,
right?
yeah, that's you kind of have go
Okay.
there with.
I mean,
not
because you never
trying
know
to
who's
do
going to get
that.
in.
Yeah, a big thing is they'll yell, or they have been yelling, mashed potatoes after somebody hits it.
That's
and stupid
funny.
stuff like that.
Yeah, don't
but
do that.
actually, real quick, when I went to Bethpage in 2009 for a Barclays tournament or whatever, and Tiger was there, and I had ran ahead to the second hole to get right behind the tee box so we could see him. And and I'm telling you, we were this close.
Wow.
But my friend was on the first hole, and Tiger teed off on the first hole and hit the ball into the rough, and it landed right in front of my friend, and my friend just stood there, and he said just everyone came and swarmed around him, and he was
Whoa.
like like that close to Tiger while he was
Well, I would have whipped my cell phone out and taken a video or
yeah,
a
I think
picture.
there is a video somewhere. They told him to put the camera away, but somehow he managed to get a video. I'll have to
that's
get
cool.
that. But yeah, the PGA Championship on Long Island was started Thursday.
And then we had what do we have? We had Rabbi Meyer.
Higher.
Yeah.
Matt Wright Higher.
God, how could I do that? Sorry, Rabbi. Rabbi Higher. He meets with President Trump a lot, and he was saying just how much anti-Semitism. It's never been as bad as when. No, this is the second worst, besides when Hitler was around.
Mm-hmm.
And he said something like, "Silence is just as bad as being a part of it." And he said it's scary. And he mentioned Congresswoman Omar.
Uh-huh. And those comments that she made about because he brought up the fact that Hitler said the same thing about Jews and money.
She sounds
and,
just like him, but yet she's still in power. She still has her power. It's amazing.
Yeah, and Schumer won't say anything.
No, where's Schumer?
right?
A Jew. Silent.
It's terrible, terrible, terrible.
Yeah.
Also,
Don't let it happen again, Schumer.
Yeah, please don't. This was a big story on Thursday.
Yeah.
Our retarded, idiot, scumbag, Big
Oh,
Bird
my
mayor.
God. What an
Excuse
idiot.
me for using the R word. That's what he is, though. He's so.
He is slow.
Warren
Retarded means
Wilhelm.
slow.
Warren Wilhelm is his real name. Bill de Blasio.
Yes, he has
Better known
thrown
as
his
Bill de Blasio.
hat in the freaking ring after he said he wasn't. After he said he's going to fix New York City and pay attention to New York City, which clearly he hasn't because we've seen the pictures
Oh,
that
my
you even
God,
took and
yes.
posted of the subways.
We see it every morning.
every morning, and just the whole city. It is such a shit show. It is. I think he's the worst mayor, worse than David Dinkins. And I don't remember Dinkins, but he's touted as being the worst mayor. This guy, and like Bernie said, he's not entering the race because he thinks he's going to win. He's doing it to stay relevant.
That's
So-
it. Because nobody else would care. I mean, other than New Yorkers.
Yeah, he wants to, because when he's done being mayor here, he wants to say, well, de Blasio, former presidential candidate.
yeah.
So that's why he's doing it. But what a waste of money. Yeah, because he's the absolute worst.
He
guy.
is the absolute
Won't let cops do their
worst.
jobs. Just terrible, terrible leader.
He is. He really is. And he's on top of that, he's a Boston Red Sox fan.
Yeah, I mean,
which is absolutely
get him
ridiculous.
out.
Yeah, seriously. For him to be the mayor of New York City and not,
I know.
What was he went? Oh, he wouldn't go to Yankee Stadium for opening day. That's what it was. He went to the
And
City
he still
Field
got
instead.
reelected.
Yeah,
New Yorkers.
yeah.
I mean,
So we had Maliotakis, Nicole Maliotakis in to talk
this is
about
our first
that.
time having her on.
She was nice.
Came
We
in
endorsed
studio.
her.
Yes, she's running against Max Rose. She hates de Blasio. She's perfect for us.
Yeah, so we brought her in.
We endorsed her, so she's going to lose.
Exactly. That's unfortunately.
Unfortunately, we have that curse.
Yeah, we do that. Sports notes wise, the Jets fired their general manager on Wednesday.
Yes,
So
on
Thursday
Wednesday.
we talked about that briefly. Sid did. Bill O'Reilly came on. Always fun.
Yeah,
always fun.
Bill
He's-
O'Reilly's good.
Yeah.
And he was talking about Joe Namath, who's actually going to be on this show Friday.
There you go. So Joe, another great New York Jet, he's got a book coming out or something, I
Yeah,
guess.
the
So,
book out.
But Bill's great. He was talking. What was he talking about?
Well, he was advocating for people to donate to Joe Namath's foundation.
Yes. He also's got a new radio thing coming up.
Yeah, he's kind of going to be like Paul Harvey was on WABC for years, and he has a 15-minute segment, and he is already on over 100 stations. I'm not exactly sure how many, but so he's national. So I'm sure he's getting paid a lot of money.
Yeah. Also, we found out Anthony Weiner was a no-show. I don't know why. That wasn't even that big of a story.
Right.
But he was a no-show. He had to show up somewhere.
So his parole or something.
Yeah.
And we had Doug Goodstein stop by. He was in charge of Howard Stern's TV show for 19 years, and now he's in charge of Mark Levin's TV show. He was saying is the best experience because he learns
so
every
much.
day.
I filled in for Rich Cementa, who's his producer, Mr.
Oh, you
Producer,
did?
for about probably 3 years ago now.
Okay.
I was his backup producer, and
Isn't Mark so smart?
He is smart. He is disciplined. He is intimidating in the sense that if you're not on your shit, then you don't. If you're not ready to, be in there and take the criticism, don't sign up for it. Which I really like. I like to be under the microscope sometimes.
He's very real. He's got a heart of gold. He's always been very super nice to me, and I love the guy.
Love him too.
Yeah.
Very smart, like Doug said and you said right there.
Yep.
So
He's going to be at the book review in Huntington, May 26th, I believe.
and he's going on. He's taping a special, I guess, on Thursday, or did tape a special with your friend Sean Hannity.
Yeah, that's cool.
About his book. So, also really brief before we wrap this up. Oh, look at that! Look what I did there. Wrap it up. Texting and walking. Sid is going to have to leave New York
Yes.
State because they make
Bye-bye,
it illegal to
Sid
text
is a
and
text
walk.
walker, and they're going to make it illegal. I don't know how they're going to do that, but it's kind of like how they made jaywalking illegal. Everybody does it, but nobody gets a ticket.
I've seen it. I've seen in other countries that they're putting like lights on the ground before the streets and the curbs, so that if you're looking down,
they need to do something because the text walkers are so rude. They'll just keep looking down and walk right into you. I love to just
Blast
walk
them.
straight into them until the last second they look up, and then you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, selfish little bitch.
or blast them.
Yeah.
Right. So, all right. Well,
Yeah.
that's that.
Meanie.
What do you got? What?
Meanie, you're going to be off.
Yes,
Friday.
I am. Friday I'm off,
Yes.
so that's 2 Fridays in a row
I'm
for
gonna
me.
miss you.
I'm gonna miss you too.
Oh,
It's
man.
not. I mean, we've done it. I've done it without you before, and you've done it without me. And Bernie and Sid had the experience last week of doing it without both of us.
Yeah, I don't think we're
There's-
allowed to take off together.
No, not again. It is. It's there's just something missing when one of us isn't in there. So,
that's what they said.
but yeah, I'll be off, and
Well, you enjoy.
I will. I have a 30th birthday party. What about anything going on this weekend for you?
Let's see. What do I have? Let me see. I don't know. Nothing
Well,
planned.
yeah,
Nothing
okay.
planned. No.
Nothing big going
No,
on.
no.
I do know.
What about you?
Well, I think maybe we'll hold on to this. Your birthday's coming up.
My birthday is 5/25.
There you go.
Yeah,
So I don't know when.
But I'm off. Well,
Oh,
Bernie and Sid-
Memorial Day, right?
Yeah, but we're off Memorial Day, but we're also taking off that Friday.
That Friday, yes. Russ Salzberg's going to fill in. So
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll do dinner or something. I don't care. It's just going to be so nice out. I don't want to be
that's.
outside.
I was going to say
Yeah.
the weather's finally nice.
Yes, and I'm making my first television appearance.
That's right.
Tomorrow
That
at
is gonna be
noon
something else.
on Newsmax. Newsmax TV. Frank Morano, my good buddy, he actually originally asked Bernie to do it, and then Bernie said, "I'll do it with Sid." And Frank said, "Absolutely, I didn't even think about that." And Bernie just decided he didn't want to do it. So then he asked me. I said, and I actually texted him. I said, "That's a terrible idea. I know nothing about." No, I didn't say no. I don't know much about much. And Frank said, "That's perfect." And I said, "It's going to be a disaster no matter what we talk about. But if you want me to come, I'll come." So we'll
There
see
it
what
is.
happens. I don't know. And, you know, the name of the show is called Liquid Lunch. So there's actually
there's-
there's going to be drinks there, and we're going to be drinking
That
while
is
we're
awesome.
on. So
That is awesome. That
don't
is
know.
one way to break into the
We'll see.
television scene.
we'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, keep your
Yeah.
radios turned, or not. Excuse me.
TVs.
television
Supposedly
turned
they're on 70 million homes. Maybe if even one person watches.
We'll get a link of it and tweet it out
Yeah.
or something. Get it to you guys. All right.
All right. Peace.
All right. Peace out.